me to change, they want me to change, but I ain't changing. Nah, I remain the same.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still. And as always, on the mighty Nerve DJs Radio Network. Shout out to the triple OG DJ Johnny O. Shout out to T Rex. Shout out to Big Health and the whole Nerve DJs family. This is Jobs, and I'm your host of Intellectually Petty Radio. Shout out to you. And we're just waiting on our guest. But yo, if you are not aware, you've been hiding under a rock, I just interviewed Royce the 5'9" at 5 o'clock. That is on the YouTube channel, Intellectually Petty Radio. Make sure you go check that out. Very interesting interview. Shout out to him. Shout out to my manager, man. My manager is way better than yours. I'm sorry to tell you that. However, oh, and let me shout out to Detroit Lions too. Oh, that shirt is dope. Can you see that? Yeah, I know it's dope. Shout out to Lions, man. Going to the playoffs for the first time in the history of tendons. Okay, that's a stretch, but shout out to the Lions, man. Shout out to Detroit, man. Definitely is the wave. It's a beautiful thing. And what did I see that the Lions, made it, but we had to sacrifice the Pistons. They only won 3 games, man. Fuck it. It is what it is. And you see it. You see it right there. Been up there for the longest. Shout out to Michigan, about to win a chip. Salute to Washington. Y'all had a good season. It's done now. Let's keep it moving. And tonight we have Love Mayat. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Y'all know I'm trash with the names, and I will butcher your shit in an instant. It's interesting. Somebody that watched the show was like, yo, you got a potty mouth. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I do. But fuck it. It is it is what it is. I am just an old fat guy with a glass of wine in his basement. And yo, I have not seen the Cat Williams special, but I will say shout out to Shannon Sharp for cutting that boy up like the last ounce in a month long drought. So I felt like I saw all 3 hours. I have seen 72 clips and have laughed hilariously at each clip. If you have seen the Cat Williams special, tell me what you felt was the truth and what you thought was a lie. The the entertainer part does not look good for Sid. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never thought the Cedric the Entertainer was that funny. But it's likable. So I've always rooted for Cedric the Entertainer. Apparently he went off on Steve Harvey. And I'll tell you this. Rest in peace to Hashim Nzinga too. He was the leader of the new Black Panther Party, and he passed away some years ago. But he was definitely a friend of the show. And I remember interviewing him, and we talked about Steve Harvey. And because I was, I rarely call people coons, but at the time I'm like, your man's is a whole coon out here, and he's like, hold on, Steve Harvey has done a lot for us as an organization personally, and I've told this story before because it opened my eyes to not judging a book by its cover, as well as not just going along to get along. But and I hate to interrupt my story, but Love Mayat has joined the stage. So I want to make sure I introduce the queen. She is a radio and television personality, an author, motivational speaker, a relationship coach, and the executive producer of the Sex series. Welcome to the show, Love Mayat. How you doing, queen?
Greetings. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you do me a favor? Turn your phone to the side so we can get that landscape view.
Okay. Let me turn it back over to see how I'm gonna do this.
Yo, I like your background though. That's dope.
Thank you.
Oh, you got a Rodecaster, huh?
Yeah, I got all that. You can see all that. I don't know, baby. I'm trying it. I turned it sideways or turned the other way.
I don't
What
know.
you got me doing here?
You know what? You probably got it locked.
So how do I never been on this streaming software, and I'm just getting this link. So what do you want me to do?
That's all right. We'll roll with it that way. That's cool.
You sure?
Yeah. It just visually it helps a little bit on the playback, but
Just tell me what to do, and I got you. I can turn it around.
and some for some reason I'm hearing an echo, which I don't normally hear.
I don't have on my YouTube or anything. Okay. I don't know.
You got AirPods on?
Nope, I don't have anything on. Just me.
Do you have some?
Do I have some AirPods? I have so
Uh-huh.
many microphones. Do I have AirPods? I would have to go to
Or headphones? Either
I do
way.
have headphones.
Let's try those.
Okay, you gotta give me a second. I don't get the headphones. Cause I got let me see it.
That's okay. Is that a uterus behind you?
It is. You see a lot.
Well, you
It's a
know, I've been
penis
doing this for
too.
a long time.
It's a penis also. You gotta give me a quick second to go get some headphones. So you want me to connect my it's a lot. I'm
Yeah,
trying to see how I can make this easier for me so I don't have to leave the platform.
it's
Um,
okay. Do what you got to do. I know how to talk. I'll be all right.
okay, 1 second.
All right. Yeah. I didn't see a penis, but I definitely saw a uterus. And that's just what I wanted to see, I guess. Uh, and I'm not sure, but I do. Is it just me, or do y'all hear an echo too? Shout out to y'all for listening. Um, Rita, do you hear an echo? Because when she was on, I was hearing an echo. Yo, I like that Rodecaster she got. She got the bigger one too, because my shit is only the Duo, the cheap version. You know. Okay, yeah, I don't hear it right now either. So who knows what that was? Yo, man, I need a room design like that. Like that whole background, the whole thing is just nice. I like that. I need some shit like that in my life. And yo, shout out to the people that's tuned in. If you have not, please do us a favor, like, subscribe, and share the show. And we got Love Maya in the building. We're just getting some technical situations. Yeah, I need a whole new setup. And actually, I we got some ideas on what to do. It's just, you know, me not being so lazy and actually executing those ideas. Yo, but while she's doing that, I was talking to what was I talking? Oh, Steve Harvey. And I was talking about how Hashim and Zinga was saying how he actually behind the scenes had donated a lot of money to them and was very helpful. And how he gets called publicly a coon, and you know how he's not doing much for black people. And I know his conversation with Monique kind of exhibited why people feel a way about him and where his mindset is. It's almost like in his mind he's the spook that sat by the door, and there's some credence to that. You know, so my thing was, and I've heard a lot of bad stories about the guy too, and both can be true. You know, sometimes, myself included, I've done a lot of fucked up shit in my past. So what I've, you know, as you get older and you start considering your legacy, you try to do things to kind of even out the ledger. You know, I don't want to get to the pearly gates and they be like, "Nah, nigga, I don't. Who even allowed you this far?" You know, so I wanna try to make sure that I do enough good things to not only balance out the bad shit that I've done, but to give me a nice cushion between, you know, good shit that I've done as opposed to bad shit. So, but yeah, your boy got roasted pretty bad by Cat Williams. Uh, and you know it's bad when everybody starts responding. I've seen a response from Ricky Smiley. My man put up his manager from 30 years ago. I seen a response from Cedric the Entertainer. I seen a response from Kevin Hart. And I'm sure I haven't seen all the responses. I'm sure there are more. Uh, Ryan Davis, go check him out on Facebook. He had a very interesting take about it. And I think he was kind of like in the minority in saying that It was funny because it was, like I said, I haven't watched the whole thing. Oh my God, you got everything perfectly. Okay, well, I'm sure she'll be back. But I haven't watched the whole thing. Well, my daughter, one of my daughters called me this morning. Well, text me this morning. I don't know what time that was, like 6, 7 o'clock this morning, and she's 3 hours behind. Like, oh my God, have you seen the the Cat Williams interview? I just finished watching it. It was awesome. Yo, it's almost as if today, if you have a platform, you'd be remiss without talking about it. Like something will be wrong because 7 million views is obscene. Oh, okay, yeah, you is on the ball right now.
I wish I would have known that this was the platform because I would have had everything set up. I have the linear mics or whatever they're called. So I have all those microphones. I just don't have people here to set it up.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm ready
We
for you.
yeah, we got rid of whatever that was that alleviated the echo. At least I
Echo?
don't hear anything. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So how you doing, Queen? How's your life? How's your family?
Everything is phenomenal. I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to take day by day.
Oh, well, if you feel like complaining, go ahead. I understand.
No, no, can't complain about anything. I'm breathing, right?
That don't mean you can't complain.
Mm-mm, baby. We don't complain. We just have more sex or do what makes us happy, right?
Oh, okay. Sometimes the sex is the complaint.
No, that means you sexy. You need to improve your sexual relations. Try new things, explore and discover.
At a certain point in life, you just, is that possible?
Of course, it's possible. You continue to explore and discover throughout your whole life. You're constantly learning daily, right?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? My goal is to every day learn something new. So maybe that's not for everyone, but for myself, I believe in exploring, discovering why I'm here. In this life, I want to learn as much as I can.
Oh man, I embrace my stupid. Some days I enjoy
No,
not learning shit.
I love to learn. Well, you know what? I'm sapiosexual. I'm sapiosexual, so that's my thing. I love to learn.
What exactly is sapiosexual?
I'm turned on off intellect.
Really?
Hmm. Yes.
So, so at what point, like, how long does that take before you decide somebody's intellectual?
I could generally tell within the first 5 minutes. Because when you first encounter someone, you're really meeting their representative. So the representative usually give out some of those key points that the organic person is hiding. Because they like to talk. People like to talk. And that representative like to show out. So I generally could tell within the first 5 minutes or
Oh
three.
man. Yeah, I have been fooled years later. And now, let me. Do we pick the same person over and over and over?
I mean, you pick, I believe, this is the subjective, okay? I
Mm-hmm.
believe, and I heard this many times, that you pick who you are, people that relate to you. So when I hear that echo now, do
Yeah,
you
I'm
hear
hearing it a
it?
little bit. I hear it a little bit too.
Okay, now it's gone. Okay, so I think that people choose who they're attracted to. Like a lot of people say soulmates and things of that nature. So I tend to see people, they don't like when I say this. I ask ladies and men, like, what is one of the key things that you don't like about the opposite sex or who you engaging with? And they always say, oh, I don't like a liar. I don't like a liar. And I say to them, really? And they say, yeah, I despise a liar. And I have to ask them, well, how often do you lie to yourself?
Ooh.
That's the first thing. How often do you lie? Well, I don't tell those type of lies. Baby, a lie is a lie. If I say I'm finna go to the gym and work out tomorrow, and I know damn well that's just a thought, wishful thinking, I just lied.
That is a fact.
So who are we to choose what lie is an okay lie? Or some people say, I hate this. Oh, that was only a white lie. Well, why the hell a black lie gotta be so bad? You understand what I'm saying? So that's a problem
Man.
within itself. So I think that we attract who we are. So if we get the same type of person over and over and over again, we attracting those type of people. So until we look within ourselves and change who we are and change our thought process, reinvent yourself, you're going to continue to attract those type of people.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Okay, so you're an author and motivational speaker. What else do you do?
Well, I'm an author, motivational speaker. That's nice. But I started off as a radio television personality many years ago with Dr. Sabrina on the radio and Mike Bonner. But before then, I was writing books and I had my own television show, The Mysteries of Sex. So kept on doing that. I've been into law for 28 years for my children. I have 10 children. So having 10 children, I didn't want to be statistic single mom with 10 kids. So I made sure I made the wise career choices. And then when my children became adults, I said, I can't do this anymore for my children. I can't care about a career. I can't care about things I'm supposed to do to make society feel good about me. So right now, I don't go off of titles
Mm-hmm.
because my titles don't define me. I define my titles. I can tell you I do have my PhD. I have two masters and an associate. But I would tell you that I don't have a career. I have a calling. You see, sex called me at a very young age. And that's what I embrace. I embrace what called me. So this is
Mm-hmm.
my calling for you guys. At a very young age, sex called me. At the age of 7, I was molested 4 times by 2 different people. I was shot 7 times. They said I would never have any more kids. Every time I had sex, I got pregnant off the head too, a lot with a tilted uterus. So I never felt like a victim when it came to being molested as a child. I always felt like something was taken from me, but more importantly, something was deposited inside of me. So I took this journey all my life exploring and discovering what was deposited inside of me. Because what was taken from me, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people say your innocence was taken from you. Well, goddamn, I didn't know how innocent I was. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because I haven't lived that life. So I would be foolish to try to search for what was taken from me because I never acknowledged what was taken from me. However, I seek this journey to discover what was deposited inside of me. So since I've been living within my calling, that's me traveling the whole world trying to teach sex, trying to educate people with sex. I believe in sexual healing.
Mm-hmm.
You see me get up and walk away and come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paralyzed. I have 98% nerve damage. They don't understand why I'm walking. But I walk because I healed myself through sex. So with that being the case, I said, well, I want to share this knowledge with a lot of other people. So I started doing workshops. COVID happened. I got very afraid because I can't get sick. Your cold is probably my pneumonia with my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed back a while. So when I stayed back a while, I came back. They was like, come on, love, you got to start doing your workshop. You got to start coming to these events. You got to start hosting. Only thing people want to know is about oral sex. I'm like, come on now, I can teach you that shit in my sleep. How to squirt? Come on now, I can teach you that in my erectile dysfunction. Give
Wait,
me
wait, 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 wait.
something.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta ask you one question. Well, actually, a couple questions because you,
Mhm.
you you just dropped a lot on me. How did you heal yourself through sex?
I continue to heal myself through sex every day. You tell your body what you want your body to do. Oxytocin is the same endorphins that's put inside pain medication. That's where the root word came from, oxycontin. So oxycontin, but your body produces natural oxytocin, which is the feel-good hormone. So when you have sex, your body releases that in the process of you having sex or before that orgasm. Being that the case, I'm constantly manifesting and telling my body what to do. So I'm walking.
Okay. Um, and you can teach yourself to squirt.
Baby, that's ABC to me. If I could tell my body what to do, if I could tell my body to walk and I'm considered paralyzed, don't you think I could tell my body to release some nectar?
I mean, but
And
not
it's not
you.
pee.
Not you though, because as you know, not everybody has been paralyzed and
Hmm.
taught themselves how to heal themselves. So
Correct.
how does just a regular average woman teach herself how to squirt?
They book me. They come to my workshops and I teach them.
Well, how much is the workshop?
So my workshops are $100 and it's hands-on training. So I'm not just going to give you clinical terms. I'm going to make sure that you squirt before you leave my workshop.
What's the benefit of squirting?
A lot of women like to squirt. It comes from the spleen glands.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, when I was shit, probably about 10 years ago, I started to hear people say, "Oh, squirting." That's from the porn movies and all that stuff. Oh, I want to squirt. Oh, I want to squirt. I want to squirt. The crazy thing about it is a lot of people who say they don't squirt are really squirting. So they just not squirting hourly. So a lot of women, they're squirting and don't know it. Like, have you ever had sex with a woman and it wasn't you releasing, but you get up in the bed wet?
Mm-hmm.
She squirted. She just squirted entirely. She didn't go all the way across the room and shit like that. She squirted still. So what I do is I teach them to control their sexual energy. I teach them how to control their muscles. The benefits of that, I think, is more so of a mental aspect of it. You know, they look at porn like, I want to squirt, I want to do this, I want to do that. So squirting for some people is entertainment. Squirting for some people is showing other their spouse or whoever that they
Mm-hmm.
have that type of control to do that. And so for some people, it's a turn on. For me, it feels good. It feels so good when I release. When I release, I'm like, oh my goodness. But that's for me. So I choose when I want to squirt and when I don't want to squirt.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
So so if the sex is trash, you're like, no, I'm not doing that for you, bro.
You know what? If sex is trash, I don't blame my partner. I blame myself because I could make sex be whatever I want it to be because I'm in control of this sexual energy. I could use you as a sexual tool to get what I want, meaning mentally and spiritually and holistically. So no sex to me is trash.
Mm-hmm.
Some trash is not very favorable. And sex is not very favorable. There's things that we can implement to make it favorable if it's a person that you want to invest that time in with.
Okay, so what's the best thing that's non-sexual that you can do relationship-wise to help the sex?
Mental gasms.
So
Mental
you
gasms.
just think about it.
No, you do mental gasms. You like almost like role plays and different scenarios. That's when it falls into kink. Because women, their arousal zones get horny, as some people say. I'll say
Mm-hmm.
arousal zones starts mentally, but when a man release, it comes from the spine. So everything started with a thought. So if you could get into that head space really good, everything else gonna be okay. And if you can't, energy, sexual energy, which I don't want to dive in too much, but sexual energy is very, very strong and very, very serious. And that can contribute to a lot of pleasure.
So you got 10 kids. What do they think about what you're doing?
Well, my children, one of my sons, he's 28 now, but he learned how to read from Kama Sutra books when he was a kid. So this has always been me. I never hid who I am to my children. And I grew up with my children. I was kind of young when I started having babies. I
Mm-hmm.
was very young having babies. So they always knew my story. They always knew my story. They always knew about the molestation. They seen me learn how to walk again. They know my story. So one of my sons, he's very, very, I don't know, very, 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 very private. So at first I said, I'm finna do this talk show. He was like, Ma, stay into law. I was like, no, I'm finna help people with law. I'm like, no. So at first he was so against it. Then he started seeing me say, I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep on doing it. Now he's my chief marketer, and he works for Fortune 500 companies. So he see me doing this, he see me making movies. Now he like, do that shit, mama. I'm proud of you.
Okay, what type of movies though?
So I'm doing my series right now, and it consists of unconventional relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's educational and it's comedy.
So the unconventional relationships. What would you put? Like, what falls in that category? And I'm not sure if you heard me, but the screen just went black. My guess is you got a phone call. It usually hello. Okay. Sometimes that happens. Who knows? Usually it's a phone call. Uh, and other times it's just a bad connection. The internet.
Dang.
Hello.
Can you see? Can you hear me? I can't even see you. I don't know what's. Can you hear me? There you go. It
Yeah.
is what's dead. I'm like, where did he go?
Yeah.
So you were
I
asking
thought
me
it was
about.
a phone call.
Yeah, and it stopped. The phone rung in the whole StreamYard. You got to teach me about the StreamYard thing.
Well, you know what though? When you get a phone call, it will just make it'll take you off the screen.
So how do I not get phone calls on here?
You basically what is it? I forget what it is. Go Jesus Christ. I don't know if it's airplane mode or whatever because I don't use my phone to do it.
Well, see, next time, I hope you interview me again because now I have StreamYard. I have a computer, but everything I thought was off of Instagram. So if it was off of Instagram, I know you can't use your computer off of Instagram because I have a lot of people trying to watch this show too. That's
You
what that call was
actually
about.
can go live on Instagram with your computer now.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
That's something new, huh?
I just noticed it. I just got an email maybe 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been able to do it once, maybe twice, and then for some reason it just wouldn't work for me anymore. So I
Wow.
didn't want to risk it with and it like when you use Instagram to go live on your computer, you have to do it like with StreamYard. Like right now we're on Facebook, YouTube, and X or Twitter.
Okay.
Those are already locked in, and I don't have to do anything for each show. It's always the same. I don't have to do anything. But for Instagram, you have to go in and do that separately each show. Yeah,
Wow.
so it creates like a little lag in between both that I just don't like.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm learning something. Thank you for teaching me this. You were asking me about unconventional relationships.
Hmm.
Okay, I like to talk about unconventional relationships because they're unconventional mostly in the United States, Western civilization.
Okay.
Eastern civilization, they probably won't be too unconventional. When I say unconventional, I mean these people like polyamory relationships, Syrian relationships, um, pet relationships, cosplay relationships,
Okay, wait.
even
Did you say
emotional
pet?
states. Pardon me.
Did you say pet?
Pet, yeah, like submissive and dominant.
Oh, okay.
So you can have a pet, like stuff like that. And I never yuck anyone yum. So this is what I yum. This is what I do. So I entertain that, and I like to show the world that there's so many other ways of having relationships and bringing the spice back without traditional heterosexual relationships.
Okay. And there was something we kind of skipped over a little bit. You said you got shot.
7 times when I was a kid.
How young were you when you got shot? What happened?
17. Yep, 17 years old. I seen my friend get shot, so I was testifying for her in court, and he came and shot me for testifying.
Wow.
Hmm.
So how long did it take for you to recover?
Ooh, baby, I was in a coma for a long time, and shit, I'm still recovering to this day. I think that's like a life tragedy that kind of live with you. You let it go, and it was really basically, I don't even want to say that it was the worst day of my life. It was pretty much the best day of my life because that day, I don't want to get too spiritual, but that day I realized that there is a higher power. I met my higher power that day because I ran down 18 stairs getting shot 7 times. I got shot 5 times with a 357 and two with a 9. And then I was like 98 pounds. So I was really tiny and I'm only 4'8". So then, don't tell nobody how tall I am. But then, I was really tiny, and so I felt my higher power carry me down all those stairs while I'm getting shot. I didn't feel anything. And I heard my higher power say, "Do you want to live and die?" And I said, "God, I want to live and die." I seen all that blood on my hand. I touched the ground. I'm like, "Oh my God." And because before I knew that, I was like, "Bitch, that wasn't shit." I had a bad mouth. And God said, "Well, shut up." And I said, "God, I swear to you, if you let me live, I'd be a better person and I go to church." God knew right then I was lying. Because you can't determine what type of person you are. Only God can determine what type of person is. You have the right to make decisions and choices to what you contribute yourself to be. So he knew I was going to go to church every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But he left a calling on my life that's so phenomenal that I can't do anything but spread the respect, the honor, the gratitude of who I am to other people. And that's why I told you sex chose me.
Yo.
Hmm. So my name is not Love My Yacht just because I like loving on people. That's my calling. Now don't get it twisted though, because everything about Love My Yacht is not always pretty love. Because society does not allow me to be this pretty love. You know what I'm saying? It'd be some ugly love into this too, because that's human nature. But at the same time, I try to find something that I can admire about everyone.
The first half, I mean, the first, I don't know, 20 years of your life sounds horrific.
But it wasn't. It was a building stage. Cause I'm a warrior. I'm not a soldier, baby. You know, you walk around and you see so many soldiers. You know the difference between a soldier and a warrior?
I don't.
I'm gonna tell you. A soldier is trained and taught. A warrior baby is born with that type of
Mm,
bloodline. I wasn't taught this. I was born with this. It's my calling.
yo, you know what? I'm so proud of you. If nobody told you today,
Thank you.
no, thank you, because that's some deep shit. Like I've had some shit happen to me in life. And it's no, if you people that follow the show, they know I had a heart attack in 2020.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, had heart surgery and everything, like open heart. It changed me,
Yes.
and it like I cried like at the drop of a hat. Now I don't like that shit at all. So,
I like it. That's purifying yourself.
yeah. I mean, from a personal level, it works, but like there be sometimes, my family like, oh, he about to cry again. I
That's a
can't
good
fucking help
thing.
the shit, Like for a man, it's just not a good look.
But it's not what other people are looking at because those people are looking through carnal eyes. It's your insides. It's your insides, your inner self. Forget all the fleshly part. Think about the inner self. But I could teach you something that helps with the crying because I'm a very emotional person. Shit, Christmas time, Hallmark, baby, I'm crying. I still cry for Annie. I love Annie. So I cry a lot. I watch romantic movies and I already know how it's gonna end, and I still cry. A lady
How,
came to my house and told me about her granddaughter passing in the fire. I was getting my
mm,
makeup done. I messed up my eyes so much crying that I had to get all the makeup off my face. So I understand, but it's really a purifier. Western, once again, civilization has taught our strong men, especially our black men, that it's not good to cry. Baby, that's a purifier. But if you don't want to cry, laugh. Whenever you have that, it could start off as a fake laugh. If you ever in a company of somebody and you feel their energy is negative, because I
mm-hmm,
know you can pick up on people's energy because
mm-hmm.
you've been through something. So when you feel that energy is negative or you feel like you want to cry about something, laugh. And just bust out laughing. And what it does is it releases those endorphins.
Hmm.
And so your whole mindset changes from that sorrowful thing or the purifying thing to laughter.
Okay, totally unrelated, but how do you go about teaching women to accept accountability?
A lot of people, that's a good question. A lot of people can't accept accountability, men or women, because they don't even know who they are. How can you become accountable for something when you don't have a full understanding of who you really are? You looking at social media, you looking at TV, and you saying what's right, what's wrong, because you're looking at all these different type of things that's going on. So you don't really know what's accountable, what's good, what's bad. You just going off of what's the animal that follow each other everywhere? The sheep. You
Yeah.
just being a sheep. So if you don't know who you are and what you belong to and who you belong to, you're not gonna be accountable.
Okay, so a couple comes to you, and they having some issues. You pick what issue it is, but she's clearly in the wrong, and
Give
she
me a
just
scenario.
okay. Let's say this guy works 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. She doesn't work. She doesn't want to clean up though either, and he's saying, at the very least, I pay everything and do everything financially. I should be able to come home to a clean house. And she's saying, well, you should pay somebody to do it. How do you tell her or get her to conceptualize that, you know what, for this to work, you wrong?
Baby, I would feel like, was she cleaning when you first met her? Before you start paying all them damn bills? Because some women, they ain't cleaning from the beginning. Don't expect for them to change. But what I will say is that I would tell her that, okay, same thing I'm saying to you. I would ask her, was she cleaning when you first met her? If he say no, that was a problem that you should correct it then. And I would ask her, are you financially established to take on these bills by yourself without him or come half and half? She will realize whether or not which role she want to take. Do she want to start paying them bills half and half, or does she want to continue to have him pay it, or does she want to pay it herself and he don't work? Nothing wrong with role switching.
Hmm.
Shit, baby, I stay at home and I clean up, and you work those 12 hours.
Yeah,
I clean up.
I'd rather wash some dishes than work 12 hours. Not gonna
Exactly. And she
lie.
probably would too. But see, I don't know because some women are different. Me, for myself,
Hmm.
I love people say I have OCD because I have to have a clean house. For me, everybody's not like that. I'm just that person. So I can't think clearly with a junky or a dirty house. So I feel like a person with a house that's not upkept, it shows a lot about their character. So I would feel like for that man, he's seen that type of character within that person before they got together, but he looked past it. Whether her bed, when he went to go see her at her house, whether her house was nasty, whether her bedroom was nasty, whether her car was nasty, it's some signs somewhere.
Yeah, that is true. Is there still a benefit to the traditional relationship?
It's subjective. I would feel like traditional relationships is really geared towards. When you say traditional, tell me what you mean.
I mean, basically, the man does X, Y, and Z, does the car shit, the outside shit, and the woman raises the kids and stays at home. Is that even a rightful expectation nowadays?
You know what? I like that shit. But I wasn't fortunate like that. But I have two sons who's married and they have children and they wives haven't worked. So I like it for them. But for myself, I
Hmm.
gotta make my own money too, because I don't want nobody saying, "Love, I just gave you $100. Love, I just gave you 500. Why I gotta give you some more money today?" I like to be able to be self sufficient. However, I need a man. I need a man and I want a man. So I will never be so financially established that I don't need a man because I don't want to shovel any snow. If I see a bug in the house, I don't want to have to kill it. So there's so many different things of a relationship that I don't want to say what that takes two people because I don't want to put gender on. I don't want to say hetero because that's me looking at it through a heterosexual eye. I would say that in traditional relationships, that I think it takes communication and I think it takes complimenting compromises.
I mean,
So,
but traditional relationships are heterosexual.
but I can't really say that. That's here. That's here.
That's on the
That's not
planet.
all over the whole entire world. I know that a lot of people say it started with man and woman, woman and man. But you can also look in that Bible too, which I don't like to talk about religion.
Go
And you can
ahead.
see some
You
shit
talk
that's
about whatever you want.
questionable.
You are free to talk about whatever you
I'm gonna stay
want.
away from it. On my show, I did that. I brought Budlock, Pastor Budlock, and I brought the Bishop Sweet Sweeter on my stuff. Got in a lot of trouble. So I'm gonna stick away from that because my inbox started going crazy. So I'm not here for that part. But I would say what I think of traditional relationships is male and female, like you said, in a Western civilization with
Hmm.
a household, the husband going out working, being a provider, being the safety net, and the woman being the nurturer. However, I feel like that's like the picket fence, the pretty house with the two kids, the dog, and the white picket fence. Is that shit really real?
Yeah.
Because you might have that white picket fence and you might have that dog that you gotta feed that you complain about because the dog barking too much or the dog using the bathroom too much or you gotta get some dog food. It's gonna be some situations in that. I think that majority of people who shows this, not all, but a lot of people who shows this traditional thing, they
Hmm.
have communication and they compromise. They complement their compromising because people get married for all sorts of reasons.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody get married for love. I don't think everybody get married because, oh baby, I love you so much. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with you. Because you could love a person today and hate them tomorrow. You could be in love right now and out of love in a second. So I think that people marry, some people marry to compromise their complement their compromising for a name. Maybe people get married for financial stability.
Yeah.
Maybe people get married for whatever type of occupation they have. Maybe people get married for tax reasons. What I'm saying? There's so many. Maybe people get married because they become a legal citizen.
It-
There's a lot of reasons why people get married, and those
that's
are some
true.
of the traditional marriages you're talking about.
So what's more important? And I've asked this question. We've had this discussion on the show before, but what's more important, like or love?
Neither to me. Mine is trust.
Mm.
Because I could like you, and I could dislike some of your ways. I could love you, and I could not give a fuck about you. But if I trust you, oh baby, oh, that like, that love, in love, out of love, it's gonna all stand the test of time because I got that trust. But once you lose that trust, that's when it's a problem.
Okay, so polyamory, if I remember correctly, is two dudes and a woman, correct?
Hmm.
And polygamy is two women and a dude.
Hmm.
How on earth does a woman convince two dudes? And I've seen a couple of little examples
Juju
online.
Mama, go ahead, Kenya. Kenya from Southfield, Michigan. She got three husbands.
I don't get that. Like, how do you convince dudes to get into that type of situation? I don't understand the benefit of the man in that. I'm not knocking them or judging them. I just don't understand the benefit of a man.
Well, why does it have to be the man? What about the man that has two eyes?
Because I can see the benefit for women in that scenario more so than I can see the benefit for, because men are supposed to be the providers, breadwinners, or whatnot, and I guess that's how I'm viewing things.
Yeah.
So I don't see how two dudes with one wife, like what is the benefit of y'all doing that, of the guys?
I mean, maybe I don't know because I've never been in that situation, but I do know people. I know a lady who I respect so much. Like I said, my girl Juju Mama from Southfield, Michigan. She has her own show on OWN. Her
Mm-hmm.
name is Kenya, and she has multiple husbands. At the same time, I think it's what's inside. I think a lot of times people look at that scenario and say polygamy, and things of that nature, and they just looking at the sexual component of it. It's much deeper than just the sexual component of it. Because I would say for myself, one man can't make me completely happy, satisfied all the way around. I can compromise. I can complement my compromising, yes, and I can go without some stuff like maybe the financial stability is there, but the
Mm-hmm.
sex is not everything that I want to be. I have to teach that person, or I have to say, okay, well, we kind of can't learn because everybody don't learn the same way. He probably can't learn with this, but I could kind of like just receive oral instead of penetration, you know. But if I had another person, and this guy right here is not good with me, completely compatible with me in bed, but he's paying all the bills, and then I have another guy who's compatible with the bedroom aspect of it, then that's something different too. Or what about the mental component? What about the spiritual component? What about the, like you said, every male is not alpha. So what if I need that yang more than a yin? You feel me? Or what if I need that one guy who's compassionate, who has a lot of feminine energy in them and can nurture me too? So I mean, it's what I'm saying is that to each his own, but we can't just look at the sex component of it.
Yeah, but that's easy to say for a woman. For a man, it's no way in hell I want to be living with somebody and your man's just over here knocking the lining out and I can't barely do anything, but I'm paying the bills. So I'm footing the bill for y'all two niggas to have orgasm after orgasm while I sit here getting nothing. I can't.
But see,
No.
everybody is different because do you notice some people have a kink that they let their wife go out and have sex with someone else and then have her not take a shower or a bath, have her come home with the other man on their body?
That's just gay.
That's not, watch your mouth. That's not gay. Because
How is it not? You want to
it's
smell some
affection.
other dude on your woman? That's like
You can't yuck anybody yum. It's not for you. Don't yuck other people yum because everybody have a kink and everybody have a fetish and everyone has a kink that somebody else is not going to approve of.
I'm not yucking it. Okay, maybe a little bit, but that's like a gay transfer.
No, why
It
do you use
is.
that term?
Because if there's something about, if there one dude needs something about another dude, no matter what it is, to get your rocks off, that's a gay transfer. You may not
Okay, so what
necessarily
if
be
your
on the
lover?
same bus the whole time, but you getting off and getting on another bus. Same thing.
No, okay, that's your understanding with it. But what if your lover like watching porn
Hmm.
and she like watching gay porn? How would you feel about that?
Okay, I'm sexist. I can admit that. It's completely different. Don't ask me why, but in my mind, it's completely different when a woman likes to see two chicks go at it than some dude wanting to see like I don't want to be around no dude that's sitting up at like let's watch this porn. First off, I'm too old to be watching porn with any dude. But if some dude is watching porn of two dudes, most people would consider that guy gay.
But why do you have to be in a category with most people? And if the person is gay or something, everybody's calling saying, why are you not on Instagram? So they all looking for you right now. So, but if a person is,
My bad.
I don't use the word gay, okay?
Uh-huh.
But if a person is interested in some of the activities that the same sex is inquiring,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they like. And as long as it's consensual and it's not hurt nobody, what's wrong with it?
I agree with you. Like I don't really care what you're doing in the confines of your own home. I don't.
Okay, look, here's a perfect example. You have a military person, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes off to war for us, go off to war and kill 10 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact remains he killed 10 people and he accidentally killed the baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over there, and then they call that a casualty of war, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a serial killer here killing people and kill a baby. What's he called?
A serial
A
killer.
monster.
Yeah.
But they both kill people. But since we saying that he killed it for the purpose, the better good of the United States, which we don't really know, we just know that there's casualties. Versus this monster here who's just killing people for his own reasons. So what I'm saying to you is that it's all subjective. It's how you take things. What somebody else doing, as long as it's consensual, it's their business. I don't have a problem with two men. I love gay sex. I love gay porn. I love watching two men have sex.
Really?
Now, mind you, I never seen it done in front of me, but on porn, I have watched it. And I don't know why that shit turned me on. That shit turned me on so much. I like to see a damn transgender have sex.
Oh.
Cause my brain just can't, like, my brain be like, damn, he got titties and he got a dick. So my brain be looking like, God damn, and he doing that shit like that? And he taking from it? So my brain be trying to comprehend that shit. I told you I'm sapiosexual. So I be trying to make my brain wrap around it. You know what I'm saying? So do that make me like some kind of freak? Because I am.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely. Like you like off the charts with it.
I am who I am, but it's me. I am the great I am. And one thing that I learned to embrace is who I am. See, I know who I am, who I belong to, and my purpose. And that is that I'm not meant for everybody, but I'm meant for somebody. So
Okay.
if I could teach people who I am for, that's what I do. And I just really look at consensual. If it's consensual and it's not hurting people, let them do them. I don't judge anyone unless they try to put their beliefs off on me.
That therein lies the problem right there. I'm with you on that. Like I don't, what you do is what you do, but you can't force me to be okay with what you do. It's okay, like I don't need to have it right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to, it's not like I'm at the park, me and my wife trying to get it on. We not.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But
would
if you wanted to, that's fine
no,
too.
it's not.
Part.
It is not.
Expeditionist.
It is not.
So if you and your wife went to a park, you never had sex in your car? Ever?
When I had when I was dumb, yes.
Why were you dumb for you to explore and
Because that
experiment? Why did you
my
have to be
my,
dumb?
my exploration should not supplant other people. Like I can't be like, well, I don't think you should be able to say, well, my want to satisfy this urge is more important than other people in the public sphere. They don't have to be subjected to me wanting to satisfy an urge. That's
So
just
you're
wrong on my
saying
part.
that you're not an expeditionist. Okay, I
No,
see what
not at
you're
all.
saying.
And if you're gonna be an what that word you said,
Expeditionist, yeah.
yes. If you're gonna do that, go into an arena. Go to a nude beach where that's not frowned upon.
Acceptable.
That's
Yeah.
acceptable. But for you to go to the public park where people got their kids
Yeah,
and
that's different.
and their
Yeah, I
grandkids,
understand that.
that you are
Yeah.
being offensive to other people.
And it's against the law. So you're right.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, be what you
I
want to
agree with
be.
that. I agree with that. When you have family, like kids and things of that nature right there, I don't agree with that neither. Because that's not consensual, because you don't have permission to allow someone else to see those type of actions.
Exactly. So
Get tinted windows, real dark tinted windows. Don't make the car move too much, or the truck, right?
I mean, what's the point if the car ain't rocking?
The car ain't rocking, you ain't knocking.
Right. Like, what's the.
That car ain't rocking, you ain't knocking.
I'm just, like if you gonna do it, do it. But like there's ways you can go about it. Like what you doing at 3 o'clock in the morning in the park is one thing. I'm not tripping on you if you 3 o'clock in the morning at some park. Hey, you know what? I don't care. But 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a certain level of decorum that we should all share.
I agree.
So
I agree with that.
so
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yes, I do agree with that.
what's next for you this year?
Right now, my goal is to get out these 36 episodes of Mysteries of Sex. And then by the end of the year, do the Mysteries of Sex movie. Also, January the 20th, I'm having 50 Shades of Pink Kink. I do own a Airbnb that's adult friendly only. So it does have a dungeon, a red room, a pink room, a massage room. It has altogether 7 different rooms. It's very beautiful. So I'm going to start teaching a lot there as well. But allowing people to have an experience, like for you and your wife. It's a beautiful home, and you get to explore and discover. That's my thing, explore and discover. We're like, if you want to hire a caterer, so bed and breakfast, you get a chance to pick a scene that you would like played out. So I'm trying to really bring spice back into relationships. I like to tell people, make sex great again.
What's a
So
dungeon?
this year is the year of making sex great again.
What's a dungeon?
Oh my goodness. So in my dungeon, it's a safe space where you could be your authentic self and free of judgment. I have chains on the walls. I have a Sibian, which I know you don't know any of these things. I have a St. Andrew's cross. I have a Queenie seed. I have tons of whips, canes, a lot of shit.
That sounds like an assault.
No, it's a kink. BDSM. Bondage.
So
Dominance.
what's the cross?
Submissive. You can get a chance to act out things that you don't have to feel like you'll be judged for.
Okay, but what exactly? So I'm hanging up on the cross and some freaky shit is going down.
Yeah.
Wow, that's next level shit right there.
Yeah. It's fun. It's an experience. It's an experience. And it's not for everyone. But for the people who want to try it, I make it possible. My thing is making sex great again. So when I say let's make sex great again, look, nobody had no problem with Donald Trump saying let's make America great again. So I'm saying let's make sex great again, free of judgment. No one's to yuck anyone young as long as it's consent. So consent is my favorite word. Consent, consent, consent. Because I don't allow anyone to violate anyone else's boundaries. But I also believe in giving people a safe space that they can be their authentic self.
Okay.
And free of judgment.
Okay. That is that is unique. Wow, I don't think I've heard. I'm over here dumbfounded. I'm just an old fat guy. So I'm pretty conservative. And so although like I said, I don't have a problem with what other people doing, but some of this shit I just never heard of.
So tell me, when you say you're pretty conservative, that's how you identify yourself. What exactly do that mean?
Well, conservative sexually is pretty much like, for the in house, I'm not adding multiple people. And I'm not, using no chains and whips and shit, nothing like that.
No blindfolds, no food, no whipped cream, no cherries. So tell me this. Do you still have sex the same exact way that you had sex when you first met your wife, the same positions? Can she predict how you're going to have sex before you do it?
Oh,
Do she
probably.
know right when you finna come?
Probably.
Don't you think that shit get boring?
A lot of shit get boring. But you still, I get bored going to work. I still do it.
I mean, but no, that's different because the body is steady wanting more and craving more. And a woman, the older they get, the higher their libido get.
And she
So,
might want to.
and
She want to go find.
women like new shit as long as it feel good. And some
Yeah.
men do too. So I had to say women. So one day, just try to do. Okay, so just try something. Try a different position that you never tried before. Try some tantra. You say you're very conservative with your wife. Sit her in front of you with your legs crossed in front of her, and you guys exchange breath with each other. When she inhale, you exhale. So y'all exchanging breaths, exchanging breaths, and see how that work out.
That's
She's gonna
it.
like
Just
it.
breathe on each other.
Your breath is so that's powerful. That's life. That's your lifespan. So it's not breathing on each other. It's exchanging breath.
Hmm.
Or sit in front of her and just hold her and stare in her eyes and kiss her. With you guys legs crossed in front of each other, staring at each other, holding one another. Or put your hand on her heart. She put her hand on your private and stare at each other and then kiss each other and see what type of energy that brings.
Okay.
Is that still conservative sex?
That's cool. I could do. I could
No,
see
it's
doing
not.
that.
It's tantra sex.
Well, I mean, well, that's not that's within the realm of normalcy that that I could see doing.
But that's energy work. That's sexual energy.
Okay,
So
well,
that's deeper. What I just taught you, this not that quick, was deeper than BDSM because that was spiritual. What I just taught you,
okay, but that's for
it's safer for you. You feel like it's
exactly.
safer.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a
You better be calling me after this show or tomorrow or something because I
my
got a
my
lot to teach
my
you.
adventurous stage. After you reach a certain point, you're a little bit more hesitant, especially after you had a heart attack.
I can see that. I can
Like
see that.
it was difficult just getting over the I could die having sex part.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just for me, that was for both of us. It was difficult because she didn't want to be like, oh yeah, I killed this nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's how that guy died. The guy, the talk show guy, he was putting down all the
Oh
women.
yeah, Kevin Samuels.
Yes. Yes.
And old girl was a registered nurse that gave him CPR the whole nine. He still croaked out.
Yes, I understand that part. Yeah, that could be a concern. Yeah, I
So
understand.
it takes a while for you to kind of overcome that. And then, like it just like I say, it changes everything about you. It changes your dreams, it changes what you appreciate, it changes your nightmares. I mean, it just physically you change. Like it takes a while. I'm just kind of getting back to not even like for the longest time I would walk around. I still do it really. I walk around with my cell phone just in case through the house. Like I take it to every room I go into just in case I need to call 911. Well, I'm just getting to the point where I could leave in the living room and go to the bathroom.
You know what? And I've been telling this happened to me yesterday, really fast. I know my time is almost up, but my creator, I meditate a lot. I
Hmm.
pray and I meditate every day so much. But my higher power, God told me yesterday, and I'm sharing this with you. God told me, my creator said to me, once you stop being afraid of death, you will stop being afraid to live. I said, so what am I doing? You're just existing. You're not living till you give something everything. So I do a lot of stuff, but I never gave something everything. And when that's some deep stuff, when you stop being afraid of death, you will stop being afraid to live. That stuck with me so hard. That was my Rima word from yesterday. So I think I should share that with you.
And you know what? I absolutely believe that. And like this year is probably like this year. Actually, since Rita's been managing me, I've just been like just full because I know I'm good at having conversations, and there's something just different about the way I go about it. And I just, I just been so focused on getting this shit popping because I've been doing this for years, just because I like to talk to dope people, and I always it's my thing. I just love talking to people, but it's different now. I feel I've been giving it 1,000%. I feel you 100% on what you said. I
Yeah,
accept that.
yeah.
You
And
know,
I want you to always remember too that sex doesn't have to be penetration. It could be mentally. It could be intimacy. And you can release without having an orgasm. When you get to that point, because you're definitely connected to your higher power. So you just have to change your mindset. It's already changing, slowly but surely. It's forcing a change within you. You just said it. So you have to embrace it.
to stop being an old guy.
No, stop this. Stop living in the space of this being that same facet of who you are. There's different versions of everyone, but you're comfortable with that one version. Explore and discover.
That shit works. It's got me
So
this
how do you know
far.
the other versions of you don't work? You never try it. If you don't try another version of yourself, if it don't work, go back to the old you.
You got a point there. I
You know,
can't argue
people
with that.
reinvent themselves all day, every day.
I might have to take you up on that. I had to. I'm not about to be in no dungeon, but yo, if people want to get in contact with you, how they go about doing that?
You guys can find me on Instagram, LOVEMAAT, as in Tom, S is in Sam, F is in Frank, which is sex frequencies. There's a lot of people who's trying to steal my identity out there, so you should see a picture of me. And that's on Instagram. On Facebook, you can find me at LOVEMAAT. Also, I'm coming back and I'm doing my YouTube page, so you'll find me at Love My Yacht on YouTube, SF. You can also go to my website so you can get those courses that he was speaking on at LOVEMAAT.com. And look out for my movies and our series. We'll be having our premiere in April. Mysteries of Sex.
Okay, so is this like it's like porn?
No, everybody, when they hear my name, they say, "Oh, Love My Yacht is definitely doing porn." I am so far from porn. No, nothing's wrong with porn. I love porn. However, it's acting. This is a totally different facet of acting. So a lot of people get in a lot of trouble trying to imitate porn. What I'm doing is I'm showing you real life scenarios.
Okay, is it real life scenarios of people having sex?
Sometimes,
Okay, I just want to know. Like if I,
not always, but sometimes, like I have an episode with a guy wearing a wolf outfit. He liked to have sex wearing a wolf outfit. I have episodes with cosplay. I have episodes with emotional sadists. Do you know what that is?
people that like talk to you like shit.
Nah, that's a down.
Oh, okay.
But no, emotional sadist is a person who gets off humiliating other people, bringing them down. So often
Yeah, yeah.
society call people narcissists. They like, oh, use a narcissist, use a narcissist. But there's levels to that. So emotional sadists will meet a person that's on their game. They just doing really, really phenomenal, and they feel good bringing them down, 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 down to their nothing.
So they a hater.
Yeah, I guess you could say a hater, but it's a little bit deeper than a hater.
Yeah, like have you seen that Chappelle episode